Hi everybody. I miss you so much. I hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to share with you a fun spring science experiment that we can do together. This was one of my favorite things that I did in first grade. I remember my teacher sent this experiment home and I loved it. I was full of wonder and excitement, and I hope you will be too when you see what we're going to do. So you may not be able to do this today because you might not have all the necessary things at home, but you can probably get to them sooner than later. And you know what? Even if you don't have these today, you can still wonder and make predictions because scientists do that all the time. And we're going to be scientists today. We are going to try to discover things, we're going to wonder about things, and we're going to make predictions. And that means we use our brains to make really smart guesses about what could happen by us doing things. So we're going to try our best and just experiment. The things that you're going to need for this experiment are at least one glass jar, like an old glass jar from maybe spaghetti sauce or salsa, and at least one sweet potato. If you don't have sweet potatoes, you can use just a baking potato or any kind of potato, and some toothpicks. And you'll also need some water. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so today I happen to have 2 sweet potatoes, so we're gonna do 2 with my experiment. And I'm sort of looking at my jars and I'm looking at my sweet potatoes, and I'm noticing one looks a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner than the other one. And my jars are different sizes too. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but the opening on this one is a little bit smaller than this one. Do you see that? So I think I'm going to match it up just so I'm going to make sure it fits first. This one is going to fit, and this one is going to fit. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use some toothpicks, and I'm putting the toothpicks about halfway down on the sweet potato, all the way around. Depending on the size of your sweet potato, you can use 4 or more, but I think 4 will hold this little guy up. All right, so I'm going to put the sweet potato right in there, and then on the other side as well, on the other potato as well, about halfway down, I'm sticking in the toothpicks. Okay, and I can put that one in as well. Alrighty, so the next thing I'm going to do, you can see that they're in the jar. Remember to use a clear jar so that you can see everything that's happening. And I will say this experiment isn't going to be done today. This is going to take a few weeks actually, and we're going to just keep watching what happens. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add water, and I'm going to add the water so that it fills up to just about covering the bottom a little bit more. So I want to make sure that I'm giving plenty of water to the potato. And I want you to be wondering, like, why am I watering this potato? What are you thinking? What's going to happen? Why do you think we're giving water to this potato? So I filled that water up. Now you're going to also check on your potato every day. So you want to make sure there's enough water in it. If the water is going away and you need to add more water, just add more water for your potato. Here's the next one. Again, why am I adding water, do you think? What do you think is going to happen? And then we're gonna put these potatoes into a windowsill, or it doesn't have to be the brightest sun, but try to put it near where there's some sun, maybe in your kitchen or something. And you're gonna keep monitoring, you're gonna keep observing, you're gonna keep watching to see what happens with these potatoes and see what you're noticing. So I would love it if you could send me some of your predictions or some of your wondering what's gonna happen, or why did we put it in water? What do you think is gonna happen as we're observing these potatoes? It might just look the same for a couple days, but things could start changing. Why do you think we're using a clear glass jar? Why would we want to do that? And just start thinking about those kind of questions. And if you have a few and you want to let me know, I would love it if your family would email me back so I know what you're thinking, and even take a picture with your potatoes. That would be super, and we can share it with the class so everybody can see each other's. And you can even name your potatoes. So let's see, I think I'll name this one Spud. Spud is sort of another name for a potato, kind of a nickname. This is gonna be Spud. Maybe I'll put it here so you guys can see it, but I'll put it on later. And this one is going to be Tater. You've heard of tater tots. Spud and Tater. Those are going to be our names for our potatoes here. So I'll keep you updated on Spud and Tater, and I hope you keep me updated on your potatoes. I cannot wait to see what happens. I'm wondering if the same thing will happen this time that happened when I was in first grade. Will the same things happen that happened all those years ago to these potatoes that happened to my potatoes when I was 6 years old? All right, so let's keep each other updated. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with your families. I miss you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.